गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते. See, this Mahishasur who had taken over the rulership over all the three worlds, and he had taken over the functions of the devas, and in other words, when Mahishasur functions within us, how will he function? At the totality level, he has taken over the function of the devas. At individuality level,
he hijacks our good qualities.
Where are the devas in you?
All the senses.
All the senses, including the mind, isn't it? Mana buddhi chitta ahankar also. Buddhi is the Baraspati. And in this way, he has hijacked our mana buddhi chitta ahankar. And we are at his mercy. And in this way, not only the mana buddhi chitta ahankar, but also the indriyas, which we already saw, and the jiva becomes a slave of his cravings. He is the incessant desire. In the first part, we saw the Madhu and Kaitab. They were the desires, but tamasic desire. They were the subconscious desires, and these are the conscious desires. Both. What are the subconscious desires called? Vasanas. Those which have not expressed yet. And when they express, then we come to know that they are there, isn't it? So, and this fellow, and he keeps this mana buddhi chitta ahankar under his cravings, keeps making the mind go crave for this, crave for that, makes the intellect think in the wrong manner, it makes the ego go in the wrong manner and never think about the self and its source. It makes the memories only of the wrong things and keeps regurgitating the same thing over and over again. And this is how he keeps the power on us. What is that? This Mahishasur, this Rajas. Until and unless this energy is not directed in the right manner. Now what is happening? The jiva is, by nature, jiva is he who wants to go back to the source. So you are all a jiva, and whether you like it or not, you want to go back to the source. Because we are under the influence of the ignorance, that ignorance is expressing as desire called Mahishasur, and therefore we are under the slavery of that desire. And desire for what? Desire for the world, desire for the body, desire for our whatever pleases our senses, whatever pleases our tongue, whatever pleases our mind. We are attached to our convictions. We are not ready to change, to be better. This is all desires, isn't it? And in this way, the jiva feels himself, a point comes where the jiva is troubled so much by this. Where are these desires coming from? I had never thought of this, but they are coming and persecuting me. And he is fighting the desires. And fighting those desires, every night he tries to fight them off and goes to sleep. He is able to get away. But come morning, again this fellow is ready to pounce upon your inner being and hijack you completely towards materialism, towards unwanted things, towards imaginations, towards whatever. And in this way, one day, by grace of God, somewhere along the way, for whatever reason, we cannot call it is the Jiva's, maybe it is the manifestation of Jiva's urge to go back to the source. It is the urge of the Jiva to be continuously happy. It is the Jiva's urge to be free from all trials and tribulations that some grace comes upon him and he comes across a guru, he comes across a scripture, he comes across a satsang, he comes across a mantra, he comes across something, and as a result of that, he calls out, just like Markandeya called, till he was not exhausted, he did not call out the Lord, isn't it? Till Indra was not exhausted, he did not call out the Lord. So similarly, till the Jiva is not exhausted, till he sees there is some value in all the attachments, till then he will not remember the divine. Mera pappu, mera kutti, mera pappu, lallu, mera ghar, mere kapde, mere jute. हाँ मेरे पेट्स हाँ आजकल तो पेट्स की दुनिया है मेरे पेट्स and this way until unless he does not come to be exhausted with it, enough of persecution, enough of this tiredness. I have never been like this, how come I am behaving like this? I have never got depressed, how come I am depressed? I have never thought so badly about the world, how come I am thinking so badly about the world? I have never been so judgmental, how come I am so judgmental nowadays? How I have never been resentful, how come as a child I was not resentful, how come I have become a resentful person? How come in child I had no likes and dislikes, how come nowadays I only live at the level of likes and dislikes? He starts thinking whenever he gets a chance, because the onslaught is so much, bang, 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 bang. आप करे क्या? इसने पहले तो कभी नहीं था, अभी कैसे हो गया? And he starts thinking. जब पूरा exhaust हो जाता है, when he gets exhausted, he calls out to the Devi, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu, Matru Rupena Sanstita, Daya Rupena Sanstita, Shanti Rupena Sanstita. He says, I am coming. And she comes and summons, and instead of trying to fight the Mahishasur himself, the Jiva, he invokes the Devi, invokes a higher power to fight against this incredible enemy, this uncontrollable desires, which can take any form, just like Mahishasur was sometimes buffalo, sometimes elephant, sometimes this, sometimes that. So sometimes it is love, sometimes we are attached to our body, sometimes we are attached to someone else, sometimes we are attached to retreat, sometimes we are attached to travel, sometimes we are attached to food, sometimes we are attached to this restaurant, that restaurant, something or the other. Desire as a principle, it keeps taking different forms. That is Mahishasur. That is in your mind only, no? Kuch na kuch. So here he summons the higher power, the Mahamaya, the Adi Shakti, the Mahakali, and to overcome this powerful demon, you require a powerful Shakti, and he is Rajasic. Desire is Rajasic in nature, and you need a Rajas. And that Rajas is dynamism. That dynamism has to be greater than this dynamism, this fellow. And therefore, we saw all the gods, the Trinity, as well as all the Devas, giving their effulgence, their energy, their arms and emanations, each one of them put together created the Devi, and they gave their arms and emanations to her. Collectively, he is one with lot of army, but they are all effulgent, they are all immortals, they are all of the nature of light. In the nature of light, the darkness cannot remain, and now they have combined all their lights together. And thus, this form of Devi is more terrible than the Mahishasur. And therefore, in that is the Mahalakshmi, and she is in the complexion of the coral complexion, and she is fiery, and this was told in the second chapter of the Mahatmyam, not yeah second chapter of the Mahatmyam, where she appears as a, we saw initially when all the energies came together, all the gods saw it as a mountain of light, and of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and all the Devtas, and she is said to be the embodiment of the destructive power of all the gods. All the gods can bless you also and have a destructive power also. Indra can bless you, he can be very friendly to you, but when he is angry, his what is that? Huh? Vajra, Vraj nahi. Vraj is Vrindavan. Vajra is ready, the lightning is ready to wreak havoc. So, on the other hand, what is Mahishasur? We saw the generals of Mahishasur, they were 16 in number, and all these 16 generals were in the army of the Mahishasur, the Asura, and their names itself denote where they are located, and that we will look at another time, and that is seen in the second and the third chapters. And as we read the meaning word by word, as we take each word of the, what was the name, for example, Panchamo, Chaturtho, अभी मेरा दिमाग नहीं चल रहा है. So their names were, if you remember, मेरे पास है यहाँ पे नाम, पर कहाँ है नाम मेरे को देखना पड़ेगा. इसमें होगा. इसमें नहीं है. हाँ, yeah, I have somewhere. I know. नहीं, इसमें भी नहीं है. Anyway, इसी में टाइम वेस्ट हो जाएगा नहीं तो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल द नेम यहाँ पे उद्धत करके एक नाम था, एंड देन भिंदीपाल करके देर वॉज वन जनरल बाय द नेम ऑफ भिंदीपाल. देन उग्रास्य था, उग्रवीर्य था, एंड महाहनु, एंड दिस वे द ईच वन. हनु मतलब क्या? हाँ, हनु, हनुमान. हाँ, हनुमान जी, द वन विद द स्प्लिट चिन. महाहनु मीन्स the one with the big chin. That is our general. So all the 16 generals are located in different parts of your body. That's the whole idea. We'll look at it another time. I can't cover all that right now. We'll have to see where it is. And this way, when all the 16 generals were killed one by the Devi, Mahalakshmi, then the Mahishasur himself comes and takes charge of the fight. And in this fight, he takes all kinds of forms, and him taking these different forms also has a meaning. And one of them is that the calm, the desire, and the moha, the delusion, and lobha, the greed. These three are the first ones. So first, the moment your kundalini rises, the first three are this kama, krodha, and lobha, or calm, call what the word here is moha and lobha. These are the first two chakras. And in these two chakras, they have to be killed, otherwise you will not move up. Because what is in the Manipur chakra? Agni. There is Agni. And that Agni, then when we come to that, we'll tell. So these three have to be, first he takes these three, the Devi kills them, and then after that, Lobha is the greed, and Krodha is the anger, and even the Mahishasur, another meaning of Mahishasur can be taken that as all desires are ultimately, and where are these desires coming from? What is the root cause? What is the root cause? Huh? Ignorance is, does anyone know what is ignorance? So, what is the root cause? That is the question. Our attachment is the root cause. Attachment to what? Attachment to the world is different. But attachment to this body, attachment to the senses, attachment to and as a result of that attachment to this body, it then spreads out to everything else that we are attached to. And as the Devi is killing one by one every form of Mahishasur, when he took the form of the lion, she killed him. When he took the form of elephant, she killed him. When he took the form of man with the sword and shield, she killed him. One by one, every form that Mahishasur is taking of the desire, she is killing. But she needs to kill the root desire. Otherwise, he is going to keep taking form one after the other, and before you know, you are at his mercy. Devi is not at his mercy, but if you try to fight it, how long will you fight him? You don't even know how deep the hole goes, how deep the desire goes. You don't know it. So, in here, the Devi kills one desire and it immediately appears under another form. Ultimately, she trumps over him when she snatches his formless reality, and that she does when he's in the buffalo form and he's wondering that all my forms are getting killed and he's about to change into the next one. She grabs him. He's about to leave the buffalo form and take another one. That time she catches him and cuts his head before he can complete his transition into another form. And with this, what do we learn?
Get rid of your root attachment.
No.
It's a silence.
No. How? What does it mean that he is taking, before he could transit into the new form of desire, she caught him and killed him. So he left one, the energy of Mahishasur, or the desire energy, left one particular desire, and because it was getting killed, it went on to the next one. So what is that signifying?
He didn't have any energy in between.
What does it signify in you?
Before the attachment comes, he would grab it.
Huh? No.
In between.
In between the thoughts. In between the thoughts. In between the thoughts. That is where, how do you kill desire? Tell me. What we have been teaching you for so many years now. How do you kill desire? Huh?
Don't dwell in the thoughts.
No, not dwelling on the thoughts is also a desire.
Not
By chanting.
attention to the thoughts.
Not attention. How do you do that?
By taking the name of God.
No, that's still desire. Taking name also is a desire. Yes, it is godly desire, no doubt, but it's still desire.
Space in between. Not having raga dvesha.
Yeah.
Being silent.
Is it living in the present, Swamiji?
But how do you do that? Yes, huh?
Single point.
Yes, sir, मेरे words मेरे को डाल रहे हो. The one word that I want, that you are not giving. Witness. When does witness become an ego?
When you give attention.
Good. when you give value, attention, importance to a thought, it becomes individuality. When individuality is, this is your ego I. When it is giving value, attention, and importance to the thoughts in the mind of whatever, it has lost itself. When it gives no importance, value, and attention to the thoughts in the mind, it is called the witness. And when you are witnessing, you are watching. You are watching. Not necessarily we say don't watch, but this is how it begins, that equanimous, samatvam yoga uchyate, you are in the middle, centered, poised in the middle, and the thoughts are coming, desires are coming, convictions are coming, one will come. If you give attention, this one is interesting. What did I see? I saw I was revealed the numbers of the tax lotto. Gone. Next 1 week you will be thinking, immediately you will go and buy the tax lotto, and you will be not doing the witnessing, you will be only waiting for the result. It may come also. If it comes, your rest of the life is gone to dogs because you will get the money. See? But if you are witnessing, if it is a good thought or it is a bad thought or it is an ugly thought, you are just watching, no giving value. It comes, it will go away. Then Mahishasur will take another form, then it will go away. Then it will take another form of desire, it will go away. There are infinite number of desires lurking inside. From this life, past life, you don't know how many are there. Maybe there are none, I don't know. But that will keep coming out, because only in witnessing this purification begins. But here we have not been able to be the witness. So what we are doing, how we are coming to the witnessing? By invoking her. And she is doing the job for her, because we are not able to control. We are not able to exercise being separate from the desires. We don't know how. And therefore, here it says that the Devi kills one desire after the other, and it keeps appearing in other forms, and eventually she trumps over him when she catches the formless reality, his most basic abstract existence, which he is transiting between two forms. So you can also catch yourself. You can also kill the ego between when are we asked to meditate? Between the two thoughts, between the two breaths, between the day and night, between the night and day, between the sunset and sunrise, between the sunrise and sunset. These are all sandhi periods, isn't it? Sandhi period, what is happening? One is dissolving, the other has not come yet. Is that space. And that's happening between your two thoughts also. So what are we asked? Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. And if you can't slow down, chant the mantra. Then it will slow down if you are doing it improperly. And when it slows down, then in between the two thoughts is the place where if you keep expanding that gap between the two thoughts, between the two breaths, the silence will ensue. There will be no desires in that gap. Desire only appears as a thought. Between the two thoughts, there is no desire. Correct or not? Yes, there could be fear. I'm just telling you what could be. If you are not afraid of emptiness, then fantastic. You will start abiding in yourself. But emptiness, darkness, nothingness. I hope the ghost comes. Immediately he will take the form of ghost and come. Not. So, between all the opposites, between the two, there is an opportunity for us to catch and kill the desire. If you remain in the center, the desire cannot influence you. If you go this way or that way, it will catch you. And in this way, ultimately the goddess, she trumps over the Mahishasur when he is transiting between two forms. And when a seeker or a sadhaka, he is discriminating between the truth or the untruth, etc., etc. And and his bosom is full of all these asuras, all these desires which are impossible. He finds himself incapable of escaping from them. And then when he comes to this conclusion, I can't find a way out of this storm that is going on in my head, then he prays to the goddess. And at that time, to the Jagadamba, to the Mahamaya, and she is ever present, she is ever available, she is only waiting, call. Because those devatas in the totality are the sun is here, the moon is here, the Ashwini Kumars are here, the space is here, the body is made up of earth, and all the different gods are within this micro. What is in macro is in micro, what is in micro is macro. So those devatas here, their part is here also, in every one of you is there. But you have not become tired of dealing with desires yet. You still appreciate the desires. नहीं ये अच्छा है, थोड़ा सा मीठा खा ही लेते हैं. फ्री में मिल रहा है तो 4 चाय कॉफी पी ही लेते हैं. घर में मुश्किल से 2 पीते हैं, यहाँ पे 4 पी रहे हैं. See, this is how we succumb to it, because we are not living an alert life. But when we become aware that I cannot overcome this, we invoke the goddess, and she is always present, ready to help, and this way our attachment here, one beautiful thought is given, I'll tell you, and that is that desire means indulgence. And indulgence, it's sensual indulgence. Sensual meaning, if I taste, this is sensory indulgence, isn't it? If I like something, I keep looking at it, it's sensory indulgence. So here are the few steps, 8 ways of how we sensually indulge in the world. If you know it, it becomes something, it becomes a weapon for you to not fall for it. First one, smaranam, and that is thinking of an indulgence, thinking of an object, thinking of a place, thinking of space-time objectivity, smaranam, just remembering how it was once upon a time, or how would it be if I go there, like that. Then, so either you can think about the world of desires, or you can think about the Lord. Both ways it will work. Then second one is kirtanam. We have used this word for God also. भगवान का सुमिरन करो, भगवान का कीर्तन करो. Remember remember the Lord and sing His glory. But here what are we doing? We are remembering the world. We are remembering the memories. We are indulgent of what desires are not fulfilled or what were fulfilled and we enjoyed them. So we want to fulfill them again. And then second one, we are singing, once upon a time it was like this, when I went, I felt like this, and I come and tell you, I got a pain in my hip. Swamiji, that is nothing, I had even greater pain in the hip. So you are remembering your hip, and it has become a source of indulgence because you want to compare and compete. And this way it goes on. You have the Mercedes car, I got Toyota. You wear David Jones clothes, oh, I got from where? Rivers. Everywhere comparison. If a young mother comes and she's singing the glory of her small child, this, that, and one Budhau mom, she talks about her Budhau son. When this person was so young, when my son was so young, he used to do like, अबे यार वो बुढ़ा हो रहा है अभी. But माँ है. But this is no कौतुक. कौतुक को इंग्लिश में क्या बोलेंगे? कौतुक को इंग्लिश में क्या बोलेंगे? नहीं. It is not something great to talk about that young mother who's coming to praise, is singing glory of her child. In front of that, you don't have to sing glory of your old child. No, but mother, we go away by get away by saying that it is the mother's heart. You cannot understand. Grown-ups cannot, men cannot understand. But it is attachment. If that same kirtanam was done for the Lord, it will mean different. You are singing the glory of the Lord. You are not singing the glory of your children, your body, your problems, your issues, your difficulties, your challenges. This is what everyone is doing. Third, Keli, play around with the Lord rather than play around with the world. So we indulge in playing around. Sometimes we are flippant in words, in actions, etc. Instead, play around, seeing that it is the Lord everywhere, and then it is different. Fourth, prekshanam, seeing anything that is beautiful. But seeing means only not seeing all the five senses. We indulge in those stimuli. Instead, take away your five senses from that and apply them to the Lord. Indulge in the Lord or the goddess. Then fifth one is guhya bhashanam. Don't talk to anyone in secrecy. Let it be all open. If you take some girl somewhere and talk to her, I will not talk anyone in front of you. Come, we'll go to the other room and talk. हो गया, शादी करके बाहर आ गए. ऐसे हो जाता है और प्यार में पड़ गए. Suddenly, day in and day out, only memories of that person is coming. ऐसे तो फंसते हैं सारे लड़के और लड़कियां एक दूसरे के साथ. So, if you want to talk on secrecy, you talk only to the Lord in your heart, not to the people outside. Everything outside be crystal clear, open, no secrets. Yes, if you have to scold someone, take them away and scold and then bring them back. Don't scold in front of everyone. Then is sankalpa. This sankalpa is also a very bad thing. If sankalpa is for the Lord, I am going to take your Lord, it will help you to grow. But if you have sankalpa that I am going to do this in my life, unnecessary thing. Bucket list bana li, sankalp bana liya. And if you die without completing the bucket list, you will come back as a bucket or a list. Unnecessarily creating more data for yourself, unfinished businesses, sometimes unreasonable. One girl is there and she says, Swamiji, her mother showed me the list. They are Tamilians. She showed me that. Swamiji, her demand for a boy she wants to get married is unreasonable. How do I tell her? I said, she's yours now, you handle her, because I have given up. So I went around, we used to go, every week we used to go for a walk. अब क्या कर सकते हैं? सेवा करनी है. So every day, and I will not speak. She will only complain. Mummy is saying this, daddy is saying this. They keep showing me boys. I'm not interested. He's not good. That is not good. I'm not interested. I'm not this. Hota raha. And now she's gone overseas and she found a boy. And now all that list has become zero. She says, Swamiji, what you told me was correct. Life is about compromise. All that things that I had, now it doesn't matter if he has it. Doesn't matter. Important is I am happy or not, my mind is calm and cool or not, do I accept him or not, and where there is love, it does not matter. I said, that's what I was telling you before only. इतना लिस्ट बना के कोई मतलब नहीं है. You are already fixed, because such a perfect person is not available in this world. Now she is telling that even his shortcomings come across as, very wonderful. That is the fault of your eyes, not of his. That even his shortcomings she is able to praise them now. अच्छी बात है यार. पहले तो you were seeing everyone and only finding faults. Now you are seeing faults and not able to say it is a fault. That is wonderful. This is what love does. So here, sankalpa. Don't make sankalpas. Sankalpas are don't live in unreasonable convictions. Sankalpa is in the mind that I am going to chant 100, no, every day. It's a resolution, yes. New Year resolution. How many of us have carried out our New Year resolution? The tummy becomes double after the 1st January, isn't it? So if you don't have the energy and the power and the acumen and the surrender to overcome to carry out the sankalpa, then don't take a sankalpa. Sankalpa only an individual or ego takes. It enhances the ego. If at all you want to take a sankalpa, take the sankalpa of surrendering to the Lord, not of sankalpa that I am going to chant 10 times Ramayana, and you, like a parrot, you keep chanting the Ramayana 10 times. Nothing is going to change. Your ego is going to be stronger. And you will tell 100 people before they are just saying, you are just not, they are for them you are just normal people, but you have done 10 times Ramayana and you are boiling. Nobody is asking me where was I for say 10 days. I did Ramayana. And you know what? Nee, I don't know. I don't want to know. You don't want to know. I want to tell you. I did 10 times Ramayana. Acha, Ramayana? ये तो कुछ नहीं है. In my last life I did 100 times. Puss. Puss. We have the kujli. We have the itch to tell. We take the sankalpa and then we want to share it with others to show how great we are, that we carry out our sankalpa, that I completed my sankalpa, that I am a greater devotee, or whatever I commit to, I complete and I achieve. What are you trying to show it to other people? Let that sankalpa be that let me dissolve into the Lord. Then there is no one to speak after that. And then 7th is adhyavasaya, meaning determination towards. इसको कैसे explain करेंगे? Don't come to a conclusion about anything, including God. Including God, because He is not the way you see it. He has to present Himself the way He is. And the last one is Kriyanishapatti, and that is actual accomplishment, that I indulge in my accomplishment, I indulge in that I have gained it, that I have achieved it, and in this way, in all this, when we take it as towards the Lord, then Rajas is going to destroy all these. It will not allow, the Rajas will not allow. Rajas means desires. Desires are not going to allow you to move towards all these 8 when applied towards the Lord or the Goddess. And in this way, here it says that and therefore the Mahishasur also unleashes himself towards the Devi in his 8-fold fury, and those are the different forms that he took to counteract the mother, and she cut every one of them and eventually cut the root also. And in this way, understand the story of Mahishasur. Now, the last part of the in half an hour I have to complete it. The last part of our the Uttama Charitra. Uttama Charitra is where first the tamas was the obstacle, second the rajas was the obstacle, and now from the 5th chapter to the 13th chapter, the sattva is the obstacle. Sattva means purity. How purity can become an obstacle apne muh miya metu. I do so many pujas, I am a devotee of the Lord, I have gone to so many Tirth Yatras, I have gone to Kailash so many times, I have gone and lived in Varanasi for so many months, and I got initiated by this one, I got initiated by this one, and what is, all these are good sattvic events, no, in life. What are you trying to show? Holier than thou? That you are nothing. You know how much I have done? And in this way, the gunas, the sattva, rajas, tamas, or tamas, rajas, and sattva, they bind the individual. And even if sattva is a way to, we can invoke sattva. We can invoke the purity within us to overcome rajas and tamas. We do it. Speak no evil, hear no evil, think no evil, think of the God. It will overcome. But to kill the sattvic obstacle is the most difficult. In that, weapons will not work. In that, what do you need? You need knowledge. And therefore, invocation of Saraswati. But that will only happen when your conscious desires and unconscious desires have been neutralized. Only then the knowledge will come up. And what is that? When you are ready to remain in silence between the two thoughts, between the two breaths, in the sandhya, wherever there is contradictions, you are able to sit in between for some period of time, the knowledge will start arising. So make yourself available again and again. If you are not able to, then invoke the gods. How do you invoke the gods? Take the name of the Lord. If you can't take the name of the Lord, see the picture of the Lord and invoke the Lord. Shabda, Drishyanu with Savikalpa Samadhi. Drishya is the fire element and Shabda is space element. It is subtler. So first, when you do dharana, dhyan, samadhi, the dhyan is divided into two. Drishyanu with Savikalpa Samadhi, with the thought of the goddess in form, and then afterwards you transcend that, and then you contemplate on the goddess or your mantra only by the mantra, not by any form. Then that is Shabdanu with Savikalpa. It is still Savikalpa. It's still there is a thought, but the thought is of the mantra, not of the form. And then eventually, when that sound, that name of the God, whatever mantra you are taking, when it reaches its natural conclusion, it purifies your whole being from Vaikari to Madhyama to Pashyanti to Para, then you go into Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And Nirvikalpa means there is no Vikalpa. There is no Vikalpa. And in this way, so to kill that sattvic obstacle, one needs a greater power, and that is the part of this third Uttama Charitra, and that Shakti needs to be greater than sattvic Shakti. So we have seen Tamasic Shakti was counteracted with Mahakali, the Rajasic Shakti was counteracted with Mahalakshmi, and we are seeing now the Sattvic Shakti, the negative Sattvic Shakti being counteracted by that Shakti which is able to not only counteract but also take you to transcendence of all the... So what does it mean, that counteraction? So Mahakali is able to take you away from Tamas and deliver you to Rajas. Mahalakshmi is able to take you out of Rajas and deliver you to Sattva. And Saraswati is going to take you away from Sattva and deliver you to transcendence, moksha. This is the journey. And this is exemplified here, that Mahasaraswati comes into play in this 5th chapter onwards, And where the heads of the asuras, Shumbha and Nishumbha, are more refined than in the previous two Prathama Charitra and the Madhyama Charitra. The first one was totally tamasic, gross, only destructive. Whereas in Mahishasur and his generals, Mahishasur among them, they were all destructive, but Mahishasur was using magic, trickery, knowledge, and illusion. Everything he was using. He was using many. He had many tools at his fingertips. Whereas Madhu and Kaitab only fight, and they were happy. That all could, at a gross level, only fight. So here, they are, but these Shumbha and Nishumbha, they are not only sattvic, but they have spiritual desires also. And what is that? But not only spiritual desire. Ravana also had spiritual desire. He wanted to be immortal. But how did he act in life? Destructive. So are we living a spiritual life, doing puja, doing japa, doing meditation, and rest of the time barking at the world? Rest of the time resentful of the world? Rest of the time not accepting the world as a divine expression? Rest of the time judging the world? Just rest of the time manipulating the world? This is total hypocrisy. So here he is saying, the teacher is saying that the greatest vanity is that of vanity of a saint. I am a Mahatma. I am a sadhu. I am a realized master. Do namaskar. Come, I will take you to God. Bhago. Imposter has come, bhago. Such people who are, because of what they had done, they have killed the Mahishasur in the Madhyam Charitra. That is your journey. From body identification was dropped, you have come into your mind. But at the mental level, now once negativities are gone, siddhis will start appearing. And you want to use those siddhis to that I am sattvic, bhaiya, I am good, I am fantastic, I have done lot of things to ऐसे ही हम सन्यासी नहीं बने हैं. हाँ? स्वामी जी आप भी ऐसे ही कहते हो? I am thinking of myself only and talking. So eventually all these type of siddhis, all this haughtiness about I am great, I am having powers, it will become a reason for downfall. It never lasts. And this downfall at the chakra level, when you come up till here, all the siddhis will start coming. And if you don't go beyond this, you will fall. Eventually, some thing that you have achieved will become a reason for your downfall. Because we are not going further. We are not ready to be consumed because we are afraid. We are not ready to expand. We are not ready to surrender. We are singing the accolades that I have come to an empty mind. I have controlled my senses. I have controlled my thoughts. Even if I want to think, I can't think. If I want to remember, I can remember everything. I can remember everything from the past. I can know the future. These are not, yes, these are fun. We enjoy listening to this, isn't it? Such people we call Mahatmas. Sumbha, he craves for celestial objects. He wants spiritual powers and enjoyments available in Savikalpa Samadhi. Shumbha. Remember who are the two? Shumbha, Nishumbha. So Shumbha wants all the celestial objects in the Savikalpa Samadhi. That is the shum. That is the obstacle. Because in Savikalpa Samadhi, what will happen? Your mind is single pointed, whether on the form or on the word, on the mantra. And that single pointed mind, in the mind, as I gave before the example of the lottery ticket numbers, many things will come. Many things will come. Marriage will also come. Children will also come. I must live, I must have someone after me. So the Mahatmas have a chela, or Mahatmas have a child, a prodigy who will take their seat. They train. All this is a result of this. Because that complete abandonment that is required is not there. Who did Raman Maharaj choose to be his successor? Nobody. Who did Satya Sai Baba choose as his successor? Nobody. Who did Ramakrishna Paramahans choose as his successor? Yes, he trained Vivekananda to spread the word, but he didn't say that he is going to be my successor. A true Mahatma comes alone and goes alone. So here, Shumbha, he wants spiritual powers and enjoyments. He wants to have siddhis, he wants to go to the heavens, he wants to have all the goodies around him. And what is the way to achieve it? By going into Savikalpa Samadhi. Just like I told you the other day, that the Ayurvedic experts, they look at a plant and the plant reveals everything, isn't it? Exactly the same way. You go into Savikalpa Samadhi, you do the Sanyama, and you want to have, this is how our Osho did. 100 Rolls Royce car. Opulence unimaginable. But what happened to him? Whatever, I'm not judging him in any way. But in the end, he was in jail. He was poisoned there. That's why he died. So they say, oh, he was born, he came before his time, this, that. All that is okay, understood. But so Shumbha craves for the goodies of life as well as the spiritual powers. And Devi Mahatmyam here says that these all spiritual powers and the enjoyment of the heaven, where did Shumbha get it from? He stole it from the Devas. So it was not his own. He did not achieve it on his own strength or his own surrender. It was by stealing. So you can once you have siddhis, all your money becomes mine. I can give you my disease and take your health. All this is possible. Don't go to a Reiki person or anyone. You don't know what they are doing. ऐसे क्या देख रही है? गई थी किसी के पास? Don't. Because we want quick fix. That is the problem. But in that quick fix, we are doing a more disservice to ourselves. We want, Swami ji, please, यहाँ पे हाथ लगाओ, ठीक हो जाएगा. Quick fix. And this way, he has stolen all the goodness, all the comforts from the Devas, because siddhis are available at the finer levels of spirituality, and thus the hunger of Shumbha is not of the bull type. Bull means आगे नहीं देखने से चल दिए, कहाँ जा रहा है पता नहीं, दीवार आ गई तो दीवार तोड़ दी, आदमी आ गया तो आदमी को मार दिया. You see that bull that in Spain that festival is there, when all the bulls run through a narrow street, and I don't know what game is that, everyone is trying to challenge, and some of them get gored to death. And he doesn't know, usko laal kapda, he has been shown the red cloth and he is running. He doesn't know where he is running. Because the first one is running, all others are running. Who? Bulls. And when all of them are running, all the men who are waiting, they are also running in the front. But they cannot defeat the bull. So somewhere along the way, some people get caught up in the horns and lose their life. So Shumbha is not of a bull type like the second episode. Shumbha sublimates his basic hunger and hides it behind sattvic and spiritual interests. So on the intrinsic desire is hidden, the rajasic desire is hidden, but on top he is showing, I am doing this havan for the betterment, loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. I am doing this puja for the benefit of the society, community. The name is community, the name is society, but अंदर क्या चाहिए? नेम फेम चाहिए, दक्षिणा चाहिए, सिद्धि चाहिए. And if they do it diligently, they will get it also. So he is hiding his intrinsic desire, his rajasic desires, but he is covering up. He sublimated that, but he is covering it up with, I am doing it for the good of the world. I am doing it for the good of the disciples. I am doing it good for the whatever, but not for myself. This is Shumbha. And he has also robbed them of their shares of yajnas and yajna bhaga. Yajnas are performed to strengthen the devas, which in turn reinforce the jiva. The share of yajnas are the nourishment of devas stolen by Shumbha. Shumbha has taken all the nourishment. Now devas are famished, they don't have any energy, they don't have the strength, because it was only going through the yajnas, and Shumbha has hijacked everything. Because he is the master of the three worlds. But being an incarnation of Shumbha, being an incarnation of a craving. What was before? What was Mahishasur? He was the desire. He was the subconscious desire, and the Madhu and Kaitav were the conscious desire, or whichever the other way. But here we are coming to Shumbha, who is a craving. Insatiable desire is a craving, and he is hiding it under the garb of sattva. And thus, but being an incarnation of craving, yajna can only reinforce his hankara and abhimana. This is what we repeatedly see in high position people of all kinds of religions and sects, that they have a big ego. Like just now that call came which I was talking, they went to some place and they were told to wait early in the morning for 5 hours before they could get darshan of the Mahatma. 5 hours. What time you have to go? 3:30 in the morning. 3:30 in the morning.
Which Mahatma?
I will not tell you. You will start thinking bad about him. He is a good person. Very good person. I am also going to go and see him one day. But for me, there is direct entry. So I'll give you all one of these clothes. You also get direct entry. That's the plan. Yeah. I have not forgotten. So in this manner, there's so many things are going on, and in this way, Shumbha and Nishubha, where are we? So the pair Shumbha Nishubha, just as Madhuk and Kaitav were inseparable, they coexisted. Mahishasur, along with his army, he was there. Similarly, Shumbha Nishubha, they are also inseparable. They are two faces of the same coin. And what is that two faces of the same coin? I is one side of the coin, and mine is the other side of the coin. This is then Shumbha Nishubha. And here they say the pair Shumbha Nishubha shows the inseparable relation between desire and violence. cause and effect. They're inseparable. So where there is desire, there will be violence. If you don't convert, I will kill you. How many people did, without taking the name, in the Eastern Asia, one country? Don't say. How many people they converted to communism, and when they didn't accept, how many people were killed? 32 million people were killed. Stalin, when he brought communism to Russia, those who did not accept communism, 27 million people were killed. Million! You can't even count how many zeros are there after that. We know it is 5, but you can't. It's in the name. How many wars have happened in this world? Only for the name of religion. You have to become Christian, or you have to become Muslim. And each one fighting for the last 3,000 years. Whatever, I'm just giving one. Don't point out all those things. Point is, they are fighting wars in the name of religion. Why? My religion is greater than yours. And the other one says, my religion is greater. For some time, this religion will be on the top. Another time, another religion will be on the top. This is the way we are also. When we are moving in the world, for sometimes I will have an upper hand on this in life. Sometimes the wife will have upper hand on in life. And this way it goes on and on and on and on and on. This is Shumbha Nishumbha. And this leads to the pair of I and mind due to the discrimination on the level of intellect. We have not been able to discriminate properly. We are still caught up in desires. Even though we are at the sattvic level, we are still caught up in desires. That is why we are not showing I. We are not showing I and mind, but it is for the community, for the society, and in this way, the Shumbha's ambitions, he has no limits, and therefore he has defeated the Devas, snatched the share of the Yajna, and wanted to take the hand of the Devi and and why he wanted to? He said, you get married to me. Why? He wants to reach the ultimate. To reach the ultimate, you have to exhaust your individuality. You have to dissolve your individuality. Here he is thinking, by capturing, by demanding, by speaking sweet words, he sends Sugriv. Sugriv, not our Sugriv. This is other Sugriv. He sends one of his messenger called Sugriv, who speaks in sweet words to Devi, that there's no need of fighting, we can be friends. Oh, my master is ready to get married to you, you become his. He has everything in this world, he's the master of the 3 worlds. You will be the main queen, nobody else will be the most important, because he loves everything that is beautiful in the world. So come, I will take you to him. We also want, no? All rare artifacts in the house. And in this way, the Shumbha Nishumbha, Shumbha is symbolizing, he also eventually suffers from the afflictions, and he also, when Devi does not accept it, and she is ready to counter him, because when she doesn't accept, he has to fight. There's no other way. And he also goes through, the sattvic person also goes through fear of death. Avidya, avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesh. Avidya, is that what I said? Avidya is ignorance. It leads to asmita, I-ness. I-ness leads to raga, dvesh, likes and dislikes. And likes and dislikes, living a life of likes and dislikes, leads to fear of death. I don't want to be, I'm afraid of non-existence. Abhinivesh, fear of death. Fear of not being there. And this, even the sattvic person will go through that. And that is what is told here. That, and it goes. And in this way, I think for today it is enough. Nishumbha somewhere else will catch him when he shows his head. But what we have done today is we saw the overview of the Devi Mahatmyam, the Durga Saptashati or the chandipath, and we have just touched it. And now we can, whenever we have some moments of when we are available or you are available, we can take different parts of this Durga Saptashati and delve deeper, like those stutis especially. Not the fights, but the stutis, because that is what we want to imprint our mind with, that the greatness of the goddess, that must, when we see the greatness of the goddess, she will come and sit in our mind. And we'll take that as the days come by, maybe in July or whenever next year. And with this, she has prepared some puja, arti, so we can do the arti, we can chant the arti. There is arti here, नहीं है, इसमें है.
स्वामी जी आप कर लो आप.
सब करो, so मैं क्यों करूं? मेरे को खड़े करके रहोगे तो बैठे रहोगे. हद हो गई यार. मुर्गा मिला है, काट लो.
अम्बे जी की आरती.
हाँ, यहाँ पे है ना अंबाजी की आरती. विल डू द आरती. You know the tune? जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी, तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत, तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत, हरि ब्रह्मा शिवरी. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, मांग सिंधूर विराजत, टीको मृग मद को मैया, टीको मृग मद को. उज्ज्वल से दो नैना, उज्ज्वल से दो नैना, चंद्रवदननी को. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, कनक समान कलेवर, रक्तांबर राजै मैया, रक्तांबर राजै. रक्त पुष्प गलमाला, रक्त पुष्प गलमाला, कंठन परमाजै. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, के हरिवाहन राजत, खड्ग खपरधारी मैया, खड्ग खपरधारी. सुर नर मुनि जन सेवत, सुर नर मुनि जन सेवत, तिनके दुख हारी. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, कानन कुंडल शोभित, नासाग्रे मोती मैया, नासाग्रे मोती. कोटिक चंद्र दिवाकर, कोटिक चंद्र दिवाकर, राजत ज्योति. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, शुंभ निशुंभ विधारे, महिषासुर घाती मैया, महिषासुर घाती. धूम्र विलोचन नयना, धूम्र विलोचन नयना, निशिदिन मदमाति. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, चंड मुंड संहारे, शोणित बीज हरे मैया, शोणित बीज हरे. मधुकैटभ दो मारे, मधुकैटभ दो मारे, सुर भयहीन करे. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, ब्रह्माणी रुद्राणी, तुम कमला रानी मैया, तुम कमला रानी. आगम निगम बखानी, आगम निगम बखानी, तुम शिव पटरानी. ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, 64 योगिनी गावत नृत्य करत भैरो मैया नृत्य करत भैरो बाजत ताल मृदंगा बाजत ताल मृदंगा अहो बाजत डमरू ओम जय अम्बे गौरी तुम ही जग की माता तुम ही हो भरता मैया तुम ही हो भरता भक्तन की दुख हरता भक्तन की दुख हरता सुख संपत्ति करता ओम जय अम्बे गौरी भुजाचार अति शोभित वरमुद्राधारी मैया वरमुद्राधारी मनवांछित फल पावत मनवांछित फल पावत सेवत नर नारी ओम जय अम्बे गौरी कांचन ढाल विराजत अगर कपूर भाती मैया अगर कपूर भाती माल के तुम्हें राजत माल के तुम्हें राजत कोटि रतन ज्योति ओम जय अम्बे गौरी श्री अम्बे जी की आरती जो कोई नर गावे मैया जो कोई नर नावे कहत शिवानंद स्वामी कहत शिवानंद स्वामी सुख संपत्ति गावे ओम जय अम्बे गौरी ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्यतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति बोलो अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय।
स्वामी जी
हो आपने भी किया
मैं बोल करती बोल रही थी।
प्रथमं शैलपुत्री च द्वितीयं ब्रह्मचारिणी तृतीयं
घंटेति कुष्माण्डेति च पंचकम्
प्रथमं
शैलपुत्री च
द्वितीयं ब्रह्मचारिणी तृतीयं
चन्द्रघण्टेति कुष्माण्डेति च पंचकम्
पंचमं स्कन्दमातेति षष्ठं कात्यायनीति
च
सप्तमं कालरात्रि
रात्रीति
महागौरीति
महागौरीति षष्ठमम्
प्रथमं शैलपुत्री च द्वितीयं ब्रह्मचारिणी तृतीयं
चन्द्रघण्टेति कुष्माण्डेति चतुर्थकम्
नवमं सिद्धिदात्री
च
च नवदुर्गा
प्रकीर्तिताः
उक्तानि तानि नामानि ब्रह्मणैव महात्मना
समं शैलपुत्री च